Welcome to Northern France, and it's Reims Gueux that sets the scene for today's race. We've had Monaco, we've had Indianapolis, and we were last at Zandvoort, but now we are starting to get into serious territory in this Formula 1 World Championship of 1959. It's been a few weeks, but if you were last here at Zandvoort, then you would have seen a pretty dramatic race which saw Emerson Fittipaldi grab his first win of the season in a championship battle which is already getting rather fierce. But we also saw Jack Palmer's dramatic crash just after the midway point as his struggles continue. This circuit is far different from anything we've had so far, with only 2 braking zones, and is one of the fastest circuits in F1 history. As we take a look at the starting grid, you can see there is the pole sitter Emerson Fittipaldi, who will be very eager to grab a second win today, but he will have Nico Rosberg in P2 to fight off if he stands a chance. Graham Hill is also enjoying a good season so far, and he starts in P3 with Jenson Button following in P4. Mika Häkkinen is also enjoying a good run of form and starts P5 with the other Finn Valtteri Bottas in P6. Sebastian Vettel was disappointed at Zandvoort, and he will have to fight hard from P7 with Jim Clark in P8. P9 is Kimi Räikkönen, P10 Jacques Villeneuve, in P11 is the rookie Sterling Moss and Ayrton Senna in P11. Jack Palmer, who has also had 2 DNFs so far this season, starts P16 with Alain Prost just in front of him in P15 for his home race. Francois Surveyor will also start his home race in P19 with Niki Lauda right at the back in P20. Now, some of you may be disappointed or pleased, but we have decided not to continue doing our driver interviews from now on, but we are still planning on introducing something similar in the future. Let's quickly remind ourselves of the championship situation, and you can see 2 drivers tied at the top with 12 points each in form of Sebastian Vettel and Jenson Button. 3rd place currently belongs to Kimi Räikkönen with 10 points, and currently 4th is the defending champion Jack Palmer. 5th place is now held by Emerson Fittipaldi, who we all remember won the championship in our 2nd season. In the team's championship, Fireflash have a clear lead of 30 points, with Atlantic behind them in P2 with 17 points, and McLaren and Masters at 3rd and 4th respectively with 12 points each. This should be an absolutely epic race in Northern France, and we have 9 laps awaiting the 20 drivers currently on the grid. It's time for round 4 of this season's championship, the 1959 French Grand Prix here at Reims. Okay, French Grand Prix. Been looking forward to this. It's been a while. We're finally going to get under the way. Under the way? Oh well. Let's go. Off the line. Absolutely fine. Should I go left or right? I'm going to go right. Since Alain Prost goes in front of me. I have to lift off slightly because a couple of slow cars in front. Already up to 4th already. You have to be careful this opening lap. We expect some retirements. Some cars like to go wide when attempting overtakes and they come onto the track, so I've got to be vigilant. So I'm going to concentrate for this first bit. Touch of braking there, gone a little bit too wide, and you can see some drivers have gone off and I've lost it a little bit. So the last couple of races haven't been good for me. I retired at Indy and I retired at Zandvoort. So the aim today will simply just be stay on the road, finish the race. I'm gonna go sliding in there. It's fine, we're still on the road. Graham Hill is in the lead, and he is miles in the lead from what I just saw. You may be wondering, maybe thinking this looks a lot different from the previous time we were here. And you'd be correct. We had a lot of issues with the AI on the other track, and we tried for literally hours to try and get it to work, but no, did not work in the end, which was a shame. But we've downloaded this one, and I've turned the aggression down to 0, just so the cars can get around. We still expect some retirements, of course. That's inevitable. But yeah, so it's a shame. But we've had to do that if we want to get a race done, and I've just been clouted there. Don't know who that was. I think that was Scary. Just hit me in the side. And that was one of the problems that I had. The cars were just going into that hairpin there, just not even attempting to brake. Well, they were, they just weren't slowing down quick enough. Tried rewriting the AI lines, it still wouldn't work. So Rosberg now has the fast slap, and we're right back. Well, we've got Jacques Villeneuve currently, and that's a car going flying through the air. Not sure what happened. We'll find out later. Well, I'll find out later. And multiple cars off. This is going to be a difficult race to survive, I think. Not looking at who's retired. Okay, it's Sever in his home race. We're now up to P13 because of the cars that have gone wide already. Gonna be careful now. Another car off over there. Don't go in front of me. Good. Nearly got that one. So I've really got to be aware of other cars around me going into this hairpin now. Make sure I look in my mirrors to avoid any car slamming into my sides. This is Jim Clark. We actually started higher up. I don't know what he's doing here. He must have had on off at some point. We're side by side. Gorgeous Lotus. Okay. So I was having so many issues. I was just tempted just to learn how to use Blender and just build it myself. Right. Predicting cars will go off, and they didn't on this occasion, which is weird. So giving up a couple of positions there, but oh well. I'd rather finish this race. It's unlikely I'll get points, but I just want to finish it. Because again, I expect a lot of drivers will retire from this race. And so far I've got 4 of them. So, I don't know. Just finish this race. Because I think at this point the season it's probably over for me. Probably won't even get close to winning this championship. But we'll see. And the car seems reluctant to go anywhere higher than 4 for the moment, so I'm going to keep it here. Not doing too bad for time. Graham Hill's still leading. Fittipaldi's right up his backside, and so is Jenson Button. There's cars in an accident. Okay, we're good. Collected a few positions there, now up to P9. Problem is all these cars are still grouped together. So yeah, I'm thinking of learning how to use some 3D software to build an accurate portrayal of Reims, because this is nowhere near accurate to what Reims actually looks like. Especially, I mean, immediately you can see the pit lane and the start-finish straight is just completely different. Right, Clark is right with me still. Okay, I can just about see him in my mirror. I'm going to stay on this side of the road. Actually, no, I'm going to go to the left. Whew. Dramatic. Graham Hills still in the lead. Fittipaldi second. Button third. Who's fourth, you ask? Well, that's Nico Rosberg. Okay, got a yellow flag. We've got another car off here. I wonder who this is. I think that's Rosberg, the Monaco-based YouTuber. See, now that the cars have spread out more, we should hopefully from now on see less retirements. I've had 6 already. 7. See, there's a bit of confusion. I thought this was going to be the British Grand Prix, but no. It's actually the French Grand Prix. I got that completely wrong. My fault, but I've been busy. But I'm really happy to see a lot of you enjoyed the first episode of the Race to the Top. Because I really enjoyed making that. That was really, really fun. And I'm really looking forward to doing the next race, which is at Donington. I've already done a bit of practice as well. So hopefully that race goes well. Because at Brands there was a bit of a disaster the first race. If you haven't watched that, no fault of my own, obviously. Never is. But yeah, today was a bit of a disaster. I was hoping to record this fairly early so then I can get this edited and put out before lunchtime, well, before dinner. And well, I had a really bad night's sleep because last night I went to watch Oppenheimer, and that's 3 hours long, and yeah, I didn't get back till about midnight. And I thought, well, I'll watch a bit of telly and then I'll go to bed. And whilst I was watching a bit of telly, I fell asleep and woke up about 4 o'clock this morning, still fully clothed and lights are still on and you name it. And I was, oh no. And so I went to bed and I woke up about 9 o'clock this morning feeling terrible. And I still feel rough. I've had a nap since then just to sort of wake myself up a bit. Damn it, that's Senna. And yeah, lots of tea. I thought, okay, I will do the script writing and the intros, and then watch F1, sprint, and then do the race after that. But then obviously the sprint got delayed and there's loads of delays, and yeah, in the end it was just a mess. Why am I not getting slipstream for the car in front? He's clearly getting slipstream off me. Remember, just finish this race because I feel like Aintree will better suit this car, and I feel like I can get myself through a lot better. Another car off. Nearly me. Just lost it. The back end just went. Could not respond. Okay. That was Vettel. Vettel's in P10. So as it stands, Button will take the lead in the championship. We are stuck. We are stuck. It's happened. It's happened again. Why am I stuck? Like, why should I be stuck? I should have just hit that and bounced back on. But no, I am completely stuck. Right, well, there's one thing to do. Sit in the commentary box and watch the rest of the race. Plot twist, we're still going. Albeit, we're a lap down. But I thought to myself, I should not have got stuck on that barrier. Should not have done. It's not exactly, you know, my fault I got stuck. It's not like I just flew off the track like I did at Zandvoort. But we are a lap down. There's only 8 cars left. So I thought, no, I'm going to continue. So I transported myself to the pit. I did actually kind of get out, but I still was stuck, even though the car was out of the barrier. So I thought, no, that's just not right. So I'm going to continue on, despite the fact we're a lap down. Because that should not have been a retirement. But as you can see, we have plenty of retirements. Again, I don't... yeah. I think this is the race with the most retirements so far. I don't know when I get the checkered flag, I have no idea. But we've been off the pace anyway, but still. But at least we can just keep driving and have a chat. Yeah. Well, so yeah, like I said, I was thinking of teaching myself how to use Blender or 3ds Max, so that I can build this track in authentic detail. You go past me, go on. I've got this blue flag anyway. This is the race leader, Jackie Stewart. Oh, I'm going for him. I don't want to interfere with him because he might run wide and then retire. I don't want to cause any more retirements from just simply being here. But yeah, because this one deserves one. Reims deserves a proper detailed track. Because this is obviously a conversion, and it just doesn't look accurate. It should be a lot narrower, the buildings. Might take me a while to learn. I know it's not the easiest thing to learn, but I'm sure I can get there. So P8 still, despite the fact we're now 2 laps down. So hopefully it won't be any more retirements. But Senna and Prost are currently going at it behind me, despite the fact that the leaderboard is in front of me. Yeah, I decided not to do crew chief for this one, purely because for it's 50s, radios didn't come into F1 until like late 70s or early 80s. So I thought, we'll leave it till we get to that era, and then we'll do it. But crew chief really helps with the immersion, and it helps you understand how you're doing. Because at the moment I have no idea. Well, I do. It's crap, but oh, that's Senna out. So we now have 7 cars left in this French Grand Prix. Well, back in these days, it was rare for, you know, the whole grid to make it to the end. Sometimes you have like 5 or 6 cars left. It was an insane time. Mainly reliability that mainly caused runners to retire. We're following Jackie Stewart to the line. I think for them it's the checkered flag. But I don't think I'll get the race over notification. I think I have to go around again. Oh well, Britain should be better. But we will be starting P7 at Britain. So it says leaders on the final lap. But pretty sure that's not the case. I think he should be over. Fittipaldi's out apparently. I've lost track of the results, to be honest. So I thought it would be race over for them. I mean, I could unlap myself, but I don't know. So now we're just being a cameraman for, or camera car for Jackie Stewart. Still annoyed about that barrier. It was going fine up until then. I know I went wide before that. Maybe frustration got the better of me, but oh well. So now it's 6 runners. So I could potentially score points here if one other car goes off. 6 cars left. Amazing. It's a nice drive through the northern France countryside. Who is this? This is Damon Hill. Blue flags, yes, I know. Go on. So Damon Hill could get a podium. He's first in historic F1. But yeah, Vettel currently 5th, so he will take the lead of the championship because he will have 1 point. And Button, of course, retired. I don't know why. Must have just ran wide and hit somebody else. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of replays to go through. Alright, so it's the final lap for me. I think these guys have finished, judging by the speed that they're going at. Excuse me. So yeah, I need to finish my lap. It's not like I get a checkered flag as well. No, it's not how it works. But at least I can unlap myself, go past Jackie Stewart there. So let's not retire on this lap, shall we? Let's go for fast this lap. I don't think that's going to be possible. I've been kind of slow all race. But yeah, I appreciate the recent support. There's been a lot of new subscribers in the last day or two. So, welcome if you're new. This is the historic F1 series. But I'm not doing very good this season, so it's a write-off. Next season, though, that should be good. It's one of the easier tracks though. There's really not much to it, but it's just everything else that happens that makes it difficult. You know, being torpedoed into the hairpin. Down the hill for the final time at racing speed. 6 cars left, or finished. Wow. Never seen anything like it. I mean, I've had one race where only 4 cars finished, and that was at Zandvoort in 1982 Formula 1 cars. No, wait, no, there was only 2 cars that finished, actually. And I was one of them. I won the race by about 40 seconds. Oh well. At least we finished, albeit a lap down. See, this is why I had to continue, because again, 6th place, and it wasn't exactly a retirement which should have happened. I should never have been stuck in a barrier like that. But crossed the line, I think. Have we? Crossed the line. Confusion. Have we? We crossed the line. Okay. Well, I believe we've crossed the line. So, yeah. Well, that was a mess. It started off well, but yeah, just there's so many things going on. I think the objective was A, finish, and B, just avoid any accident. And the latter did not achieve. You know, you can see all the skid marks across the road. It's, you know, there's no chance of me avoiding anything. But it's certainly shaken up the championship. You know, we now have a new championship leader, Sebastian Vettel, and all the other championship contenders have, well, they've all just retired, except for Ascari. He's still going. So all those lot are still pitting. So maybe this eased my fate. Maybe I was actually like 3 laps down. So I'm still going. But yeah, it's not been a good season. I mean, I've had worse. But yeah, not been good. Hopefully the second half I can be better. I mean, Arvis, I'm looking at for the German Grand Prix is one that I could potentially win. Mainly because it's easy. It's just 2 straight lines. And of course you've got the Wall of Death, which will be a challenge. Especially in a car like this where you've got to be really careful. The British Grand Prix, which is the next race at Aintree. That could be one that I could kind of exploit this car's potential on the faster tracks and not so much. Possibly Sebring, the last race of the year. But Monza and Boa Vista, probably not. But yeah, the next 2 races are going to be crucial. Okay, I'm the last car on the grid and across the line. And it's still not saying that I've finished a race. Okay, well, I'm just gonna I'm gonna call it there. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, that's the race finished, I think. So 6th place, as you can see there, you can see it there, 6th place. I don't care what the official results say, but yeah, that's me done for the French Grand Prix. So let's have a look at the official results and see what what impact that has on the championship. Let's have a look. Well, despite the fears that we would see quite a few retirements, I don't think anyone quite expected that. So only 6 cars made it to the end there, and we have a new winner this season, the 4th different winner of this season, Jackie Stewart grabbing his first win of this season, and nice first win in Formula 1 of course, but yes, so now he can possibly mount a title challenge. But also Damon Hill finished in P2, his first ever podium in the historic F1 series, but closely behind in 3rd Alberto Ascari, who mounted 2 title challenges already in 1950 and 1957, so could he potentially mounts a 3rd, quite possibly. Alain Prost also collects his first points of the year after finishing 4th, and Sebastian Vettel finished in P5 and collects 2 points to his championship challenge. In 6th place, the final finisher, Jack Palmer, with a lap down, and the rest of them, as you can see in front of you, all of them retirements. So the grid order for the next race will be determined for them at least in order of when they retired. So the ones that were retired the earliest will go right to the back, and the ones that were retired the latest, in which this case would be Senna and Fittipaldi, they will start in P7 and P8 respectively. So yeah, quite a disastrous race, but Jim Clark also got the fastest lap despite retiring with 4 laps left, so he actually gets a point towards his championship. And he now collects some points because he was at risk of being in the relegation zone come towards the end of the season, so he will take that gladly. Speaking of the championship, let's go and have a look at the championship standings then. This is where it all matters. Sebastian Vettel now moves up into first position proper. He now has 14 points to his name and 2 points clear of Jenson Button, who retired from that race. And third place now, Jackie Stewart with 10 points. So those top 3 is looking very, very tasty now, especially Vettel and Stewart. They could be engaged in a potential championship fight at Aintree next weekend. Kimi Raikkonen moves down to 4th with 10 points, and Jack Palmer, of course, also moves down to 5th after not collecting any points. Emerson Fittipaldi drops down to 7th, and so does Nico Rosberg moves down to 8th. Damon Hill moves up to 9th with 6 points and goes ahead of Graham Hill, who stays 10th. Alain Prost also moves up to 11th, and Jim Clark in 13th, the final points scorer with the single point, and the rest of them there with nothing. And if we have a look at the team's championship, Fireflash remain at the top after only collecting 2 points thanks to Sebastian Vettel, but Masters have certainly caught up. They now have 25 points and remain second. Atlantic are third with 20, and McLaren with 18 down at the bottom in 4th. So a pretty interesting race, the French Grand Prix that was. Hopefully again we won't see anything like that. We prefer to see cars finishing the race, and hopefully we won't have a situation like that again. And if there was to be any more retirements, then we probably would have brought out the red flag and brought an end to the race early. I know that'd be disappointing, but that's just the way it goes. So yeah, hopefully moving forward we won't see anything like that again, especially the next race at the Aintree circuit, which obviously most people know as a horse racing track in modern day terms, but there was once a Grand Prix circuit there as well, and that's where we're heading for the British Grand Prix next weekend, so make sure you tune in for that one. And looking ahead at the future content, I'll probably do another episode of Race to the Top next week, because I really enjoy doing that. So that's probably what I'm going to be doing quite frequently if I can't think of anything else to do, which has been happening fairly regularly lately because it's the summer. I'm busy. I'm going out, meeting friends, and going out to different places and taking time off from work and just enjoying myself. So yeah, so I've been taking a little bit of a step back from YouTube lately. So what does come up is just this is just what I can do right now, given the limited amount of time that I have. So apologies for that, but I hope you enjoyed this video nonetheless, despite its the nature of it. So leave a like if you did enjoy it, and subscribe if you're new. Like I said earlier, there's been a lot of you come through lately, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And thanks for voting in the Historic Circuits World Cup as well. The semi-finals for that should start next week, if I remember this time. And until the next video, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care. See you later.